One of the things that has me really excited about Hot Breccia here is the fact that no exploration work has been done here in over 50 years. So we have the opportunity to come in with the modern exploration toolbox. We have access to exploration techniques that just weren't available to the guys when they were exploring here in the 1970s. And one of the examples of that is the ZTEM survey that we've been able to conduct here. Now ZTEM is a airborne survey. We used a helicopter to fly over the property, and it's identified a large conductive anomaly at depth here. Now the area where we're seeing that conductive anomaly is down where the limestone should be. Limestones are not conductive rocks, and so we need to come up with an explanation for why there's a conductive anomaly down there. And of course, one of the good explanations would be that it's a rock that's heavily mineralized with copper. And we're in the right neighborhood for that. And we see all of the other empirical evidence that there is active hydrothermal system at depth here, including the breccias with all the skarn and the alteration in the mineralization that's in the area. And now we have the opportunity to go and test this anomaly with drilling to be able to see if indeed there is good copper mineralization at depth here.
All right, so here we are at hole number 1 that was drilled back in the 1970s by a Kennecott subsidiary, Bear Creek Mining. And this is maybe 50 yards up the hill from the main breccia showings at the Hot Breccia property. The namesake breccias are just down the hill, and they really are the inspiration for the exploration that's been done on the property to date and for our exploration going forward. We're on the, I guess it would be northeast end of a big geophysical anomaly, conductive anomaly at depth that was detected with our ZTEM survey, and it extends to the southwest about 1.3 kilometers. So this area looks like it's got a big conductor underneath of it in an area where we should have limestones. Now the limestones are not supposed to be conductive, so we have to have an explanation why that they would be a conductor. One of the good explanations, as far as I'm concerned, is maybe they're highly mineralized with copper. So this is something that we want to test with drilling. We've got a group doing AI reinterpretation of the geophysical anomaly to make sure that we take the best bet possible in terms of being able to test that anomaly with our drilling. They're long, expensive holes. Linus, you were working with Kennecott back in the early days and resampled some of the core. You actually saw the core that came out of these holes before they were destroyed. Maybe you can speak to the potential that you see here.
Right, so Kennecott drilled 7 holes in this area in 1977, 1978. Subsequent to that, in the early 90s, I was a area manager for Kennecott based in Tucson, and we had an enormous core warehouse, which included, amongst many other projects, the original core that they drilled here at Hot Breccia. And we had a suspicion that there might be some gold in some of those cores, and I had the opportunity to go back through the entire pile of core, that is all 7 holes, and we resampled it for gold. But more importantly, I had a chance to really see the nature of the skarn. And in numerous holes, hole number 1, hole number 7, which is over there, hole number 8, which is over the ridge on the other side, we saw long instances, 500, 700 plus feet of skarn mineralization, retrograde, garnet, amphibole, calcite, with scattered chalcopyrite and scattered sphalerite.
I think one of the interesting things about what we've got here for empirical evidence is we can tell that there's pretty widespread alteration. I mean, this looks like a big system, and we know that it's well mineralized in certain areas. Some of the breccia fragments that we sampled on surface, measuring well over 5% copper. And so we know we've got grade, we know we've got size, and it's a matter of getting a drill down into it to see if we can better define scope and scale. So we've got here a map. Now, this is an orthophoto base that comes from drone overflights that we've done. So we got a very detailed base to map on. We've taken a lot of the geologic information from Larry Barrett's old master's thesis from 1970, which was excellent mapping, by the way, and put it on here. And we've got all the historic drill hole sites. We've got our new proposed drill hole sites. One of the things I'd like to point out is just the excellent infrastructure that we've got here. These drill roads that we're standing on were built over 50 years ago, and they're still in excellent shape. So we need to do a little bit of touch up on them, you know, bring a machine in to run some of the boulders off of the running surface. But we're going to be using these old roads, and they're up to the job, I'm sure. So this is a really good thing that we can base ourselves off of. You know, we go through the checklist of all the little bits of evidence that we're able to gather from the historic data, from the mapping that we're seeing now, and it's just, we're just ticking off the boxes that would indicate that we've got a valid target to drill after here, and I can hardly wait to get a drill into it.